not so much a misconception as I usually try to do, but more a thing I kind of wanted to just talk about and clarify. It's something that I saw being asked on recently, and I think it's a valid question, which is, how old exactly was Neoptolemus when he went to Troy? Now, we know that Neoptolemus joins in the final year of the conflict, because obviously Achilles doesn't die until the final year of the conflict, and they don't bring in Neoptolemus until after his father has died. So Neoptolemus rolls up to the Trojan War in the final year to participate in the sacking and everything else, and so he is said to be usually in his late teens. The youngest that I have seen scholarship go and kind of reasonably agree on is 15, which would mean he was 5 at the start of the Trojan War. Now, why does that make some people scratch their heads? Well, you have to remember that Achilles at the start of the Trojan War was somewhere between 18 to 20. He was notably the youngest dude there at the Trojan Wars. Kind of part of his whole kleos was his youth. It was how young he was. If you take his age, if you go to his youngest and reverse that by 5, that would mean he would have been something between 13 to 15 when he sired Neoptolemus. And yeah, again, part of the thing with Achilles is how fucking young he was. He absolutely lived his life hard and fast, and part of that included basically already having progeny when he was basically still a child himself. He was young even for them to be fathering children, but he, the thing with Achilles is the sort of the tragedy of his story is wrapped up in how young he is, and how he does live his life like to the absolute extreme of the idea of YOLO, because I think in a way, he knows he's going to die if he goes to Troy. He's chasing that glory and that kleos that he's just like, fuck it, and does all sorts of crazy shit, and then goes to Troy and does crazy shit. There you go. But yeah, so Neoptolemus, youngest you're going to want to put him at is about 15. At the youngest. Generally, people try to argue he's closer to 17, 18. And that also then argues, like, kind of where do you put Achilles at the start of the Trojan War again? He's somewhere between 18 to 20. The ages are sort of vague because we don't really get exact ages. So there's a bit of guesstimation, but that's the most agreed upon age range.